Hello, Joanna.
Hi,
Great to
Karen.
great to see you. I haven't seen you for a while, and what we thought might be nice. So I'm Karen. I work at the University of Oulu. I'm a professor of early childhood education there, and I'm in conversation with the co-author of the book we're going to talk about and celebrate during this event, Joanna Haynes. Joanna, maybe you want to
Hello.
introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you for this opportunity to talk and present our work. I'm Joanna Haynes and I work at the University of Plymouth in education studies. So that's me.
So thank you very much for the invitation. And it's a real shame that we can't celebrate with you because it's an enormous event to celebrate the not only the book itself, but especially the translation. So we're very grateful for the organizers of the event, and we hope it goes really well, but also very much like to thank the translator for doing this incredible job. With a translation.
Yeah, and I think when we received the book, which was very lovely to have it in the post, even though we can't read it ourselves, but we were both very excited by the cover of the book and by the way that many of the characters and the objects in the picture books that we've included in this collection are dancing together on this page and appearing the frog and the duck. They're in the classroom with Max, the wild thing, and we both felt this is a really imaginative cover and is worth spending some time looking and thinking together, maybe also with children, to share the cover of this book and to see what they make of it.
Yeah, because we especially like the choice, although we weren't in discussion about that, but almost as if the translator could read our minds about the kind of picture books that are really our favorites for several reasons. And they are picture books that are not just written for children, right? And they appeal to all of us, but they seem to cause trouble in some of the settings that we've been working with them. And Joanna and I, we know each other for a very long time. How long, Joanna? Quite a
More than 30 years now, I
more
think.
than 30 years. And
Mm.
also, while we were writing this book, we were in writing retreats. We always find opportunities to work and write together. And then we often, as we are in these different places all over some Europe and sometimes even, further afield, we often find ourselves on the floor of bookshops. And one of the things that always has puzzled us and we keep exploring together as well is what are the criteria of these picture books that very often, very intuitively, we just pick up and say, oh, we really would like to use these for philosophical inquiry. Um, Maybe you would like to say more about that as well, Joanna?
Yeah, I think we both come differently with a love of children's literature, but also with maybe a critical sense of what we think is valuable in children's literature. And that isn't trying to just give a message either very directly or indirectly to children. So I think we're just drawn to a children's literature that respects the readers, the imagined readers, whether that's children themselves or maybe children and their parents or children and their teachers or their grandparents reading these things together. So I think we can almost smell or sense when something will really provoke kind of authentic questioning and thinking um, for people.
Yeah, and there's that kind of equality in it as well, which it struck us as well in this in the cover is how the equality between animals, adults, children, there seems to be quite a lot within this cover, like also the three robbers looking into this very interesting space, this community of inquiry, working with picture books. So the whole flavor of this event, our guess is that that probably will also be very similar to the event, the flavor of the event and the atmosphere. And we very much hope that the the translation will help to get the book as popular as it is already in other parts of the world. And we're really looking forward to getting feedback and to keep being in communication about how it's received and what people think of it, and also how we can take this forward, which we have done in more recent scholarly work that we've been involved with together. And maybe do you want to say something more about that, Joanna? And then maybe we should round it off.
Yeah, I was just thinking as you were talking, Karen, about that when we were working on this book together, we were trying then to, if you like, translate these intuitive senses that we had about particular picture books into some guidance for educators, which we include here in the text. What is it that makes them work? You know, how might you go about, even if you're using the picture books that we recommend, if you then, as an educator, as a librarian, as a parent, are wanting to find, you know, what could be your guidance? And I think, Karen, you and I, we continue this conversation about what makes a good provocation for questioning, for thinking together, for these intergenerational conversations that we value so much. And I guess you could say that in our recent writing as well, the preparation of a chapter for the Cambridge Encyclopedia of Children's Literature, um, we were returning to this question of, you know, how do these picture books work, and what makes for, if you like, a philosophical text that takes the form of a picture book.
Yeah, and just to finish off by saying that we are again working together in a research project funded by the Research Council of Finland, which draws us back into picture books as philosophical texts in the context of death and dying, and having these discussions with children as death and dying. So we won't keep you any longer. We're just really delighted to have the opportunity to say hello to you. And we wish you a very, very, joyful, interesting, thought-provoking conference, event, celebration of this book and all the other work that you're involved with. And we hope that we will see you in real or in the flesh very soon. So take care and bye-bye.